Hey, what's up guys, Thomas Richard here. Today in today's video I'm going to talk about that a few weeks ago that Ed did like an intimate interview with Charlemagne the God, and a couple of fans were in attendance, and then the things that Ed talks about from that interview has come out. So I'm just going to talk about it in this video. Yeah, let's get straight on the video. Let's go. So the first, I'm just going to read the article out to you pretty much. Yeah. There's a video of it. I'll link that video in the description and the article in the description of this video. And yeah, so where's this? So yeah, it talks about the original Subtract. So Sheeran also opened up about his new album and more during a special Q&A hosted by Charlemagne the God, and revealed that Subtract started out as a completely different album while working with Rick Rubin after completing Plus. He said, "I wanted to make a 10-song perfect acoustic album, and his stuff was unfolding last year. I just started writing songs around it, and that sort of formed into this album that I thought actually probably represents what Subtract is, better than what I'd been doing." I'd also explained that fans just may be able to hear what he had been originally working on with Rubin. After all, he said, "I would love to revisit it with Rick Rubin, because what we made eventually became Multiply. I was working with Rick, I was working with Pharrell, I was working with Benny Blanco, I was working with Johnny McDade, and it was just sort of just turned into Multiply. But Rick's original thing was strip it all back like he did with the Johnny Cash albums, and just make these acoustic records. So I think it would be pretty fun to do eventually." And then another bit of the interview in the article. So, whatever fans hear next from Sheeran, the singer-songwriter is moving away, naming his albums after math functions, and instead there will be a new set of symbols, he teased. "I'm going to do one sort of like the original record that I was making with Aaron Desner, who I made Subtract with. The thing that we set out to do was finish at the same time. So I'm going to put that out, which has nothing to do with anything. And then I start another 5 albums that have nothing to do with math. So mathematics ends this year. And then next year is something completely different." Yes, guys, you know, of course, the music symbols, the rewind, play, fast forward, pause, and stop. You know, theory time, guys, theory time. I do think the first of 5, if Ed said it's coming out next year, I do think it's going to be called Rewind. Is the original Subtract, because Ed's like, you know, rewinding everything, of course. Ed's been writing the perfect acoustic albums since Plus, after Plus. And yeah, you know, also I'm going to play you guys this interview, which was from around a month ago with JoJo. I'm going to play you guys it right now.
You mentioned you have a plan for another set of 5 albums. The Mathematics series is done. Have you revealed any information on the new set, or can you say anything on this new set, or is
I've had them tattooed on me for like 10 years. So like, if fans want to look into that, they'll find it on my body somewhere. But yeah, I'll probably kick off with it next year or the year after. I don't know.
Yes, guys, you know, of course we all, well, kind of guessed what's the next 5 Mathematics albums. Rewind, yeah, I do think it's going to be Rewind, the perfect acoustic album. Just, you know, just to start off the next 5 albums, and you know, if Ed said that the last Mathematics album will Subtract this year, of course, I do think, you know, with the J Balvin album next year as well, and potentially the perfect acoustic album, Rewind. Nothing is confirmed, guys. Nothing is confirmed, of course. But it would be amazing, like, rewinding time. The perfect acoustic album that has been stockpiling songs for years, and it could most likely be 10 songs. 10 songs. That's it from this album. The perfect acoustic album that it's been working on since after Plus. Yeah, Rewind. I do think it could be called. Nothing is confirmed. or maybe potentially that the second Aaron Dessner album could be Play. Like, I don't know, it'd be perfect, I think. Yeah, nothing's confirmed. Yeah, I don't know why, I just love the idea of the second Aaron Dessner album being Play, or even Fast Forward, like, you know, like, of course, Subtracts was about, well, the version of Subtracts that we actually got was about subtracting everything, you know, like Ed's best mate sadly passing and Cherry's health as well. And then, you know, Fast Forward could be like just literally just moving on, and the more upbeat album that they produced together, like either Play or Fast Forward, I think. But even though on that article it said it might not be attached to the main albums, the second Aaron Dessner produced album, you know, with songs like Magical, England. I cannot wait to hear them songs. Like, them songs seem like so amazing. Magical in England, yeah. From the Rolling Stone article, you know, yeah. Which I cannot wait for. All these albums, you know. I do think Rewind, it could be the perfect acoustic album. That's what I'm thinking now. I think next year, maybe potentially after or before the J Balvin album. I'm not too sure, guys. I'm not too sure. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see, guys, for all these albums to come whenever I feels ready to put them out. Maybe not this year, as you know, Subtracts has just been released, and that was literally the long-awaited album, which was Subtract. The name Subtract itself was the long-awaited album for, but we cannot wait for the future music releases. There's pretty much 3 music projects that are waiting to be released by Ed. The J Balvin album, the Perfect Acoustic album, and the second Aaron Dessner produced album. But yeah, I cannot wait. But we know for definite from J Balvin, next year will be the joint album with Ed Sheeran and J Balvin. Maybe next year's Rewind, the Perfect Acoustic album. I don't know, guys. We'll wait and see. Yes. Some other news, guys. Mazer Peters' album came out yesterday, and there's a song on there called Want You Back, and Ed plays guitar, and Ed has backing vocals on that song, so check that song out and check out Mazer's album, The Good Witch. Yep. Yeah. You know, Khalid sadly was in a car accident. So tonight, Ed is going to be the support act, and Ed's going to play some songs from Subtract tonight in Washington, D.C., I think, tonight. Yeah. It's going to be the opening act. You know, sadly, Khalid he's okay, but he was in a car accident. He's going to play songs of Subtract, and I wonder what songs are going to be from Subtract. I wonder if there's going to be some deluxe songs. I'm not too sure, guys. I'm not too sure. We'll find out tonight. Yeah. Tomorrow it'll be 2 years since Bad Habits officially released, guys. I've got a couple of videos kind of planned for tomorrow. I'm not sure, guys. And also Subtract Sundays tomorrow as well with the Hills of Aberfeldy. It could be the last Subtract Sundays episode, or Ed could talk about the deluxe songs. We'll definitely find out tomorrow if the Hills of Aberfeldy is going to be the last episode of Subtract Sundays by Ed. And yeah, guys, I think that is it in this video. Pretty much mostly talking about the future of Ed's albums. Ed could start the next 5 albums next year with the possible of the Perfect Acoustic album, which I do think it could be called Rewind. You know, turning back the time, and then with the Perfect Acoustic album, which was meant to be the original Subtract. But yeah, you know, I do potentially see that happening, and then the second Aaron Dessner produced album, maybe Play or Fast Forward, but we will find out and see, guys. And yes, you know, we pretty much do know the next 5 set of albums that there is Untitled by Ed. I've done a video about it 2 years ago almost. Rewind, Play, Fast Forward, Pause and Stop. Ed wants to make Stop his last ever album. You know, kind of a more morbid idea, it says, which is sad, but yeah. Like literally, Ed just stockpiling songs throughout his career, and then just the day he sadly passes, the album comes out like a will, and that is just the perfect album to be called Stop, in my eyes. Yes, which yeah, we're not ready to hear that album, guys. But that is far ahead into the future. Yeah, and if you guys enjoyed this video of me pretty much theorising and speculating Ed's next 5 albums pretty much, and the next symbol of the next 5 albums, I do think it could be called Rewind, with the perfect acoustic album, the original Subtracts. And yeah, and if you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.